Salut, David Orman here, and today I'm gonna upgrade some backing tracks, and I thought I would show you the process. I launched GuitarPlayback.com about 3 years ago, but I really started working on some of the backing tracks that are on the website about 5 years ago. And so some of the older backing tracks, at the time I didn't have the gear that I have now, and I'm gonna upgrade them today. And I decided to take a pack that is to compile a new pack of backing tracks with older backing tracks. And this new pack is a minor ballad backing track. Already upgraded one. Today we're going to upgrade the next one. And it's an opportunity for me to show you some of the software that I use when I make these backing tracks. My main sequencer at the time for backing tracks is Garageband. And I know some of you might say, Garageband, that's a toy. It's not. I think there's a lot that can be done with it, and really it's the end result that counts, right? I know that Pro Tools can do tons more, same with Logic, but for my needs it works, and it's just so easy and so fast. For bigger projects I would use probably Logic. I switch sequencers quite a bit, but for this I'm using GarageBand, and I have a template that I created. My first track is where I simply import the original backing track that is going to be upgraded. Conveniently, on Guitar Playback, I wrote down the tempos of every backing track, and in this case I'm working on Minor Workout. So what I did is simply go on the website, and I saw that the tempo is 120, so in GarageBand I set my track to 120 so that the song is going to line up with every bar. Now everything matches up, which means that I can add some loops and everything is going to be synced up. So that was the original track. It's not too bad, but I have some new software that I'm going to use here that I acquired in the last few years, and they're over there on the shelf. Stylus, which is awesome for loops and drums, and it just has some killer sounds, and you can recycle some of the loops in there. It comes with a huge collection of sounds. Trilian, which is the latest one that I got this at NAMM this year, this last January. Trilian for bass sounds, and sometimes it's convenient to just use a keyboard when you don't have a bass player around. And Omnisphere, which is a collection of synthesizers, pads, sounds, atmospheric stuff. I think with these three software, I can pretty much do anything I want as far as creating backing tracks and ambient sounds. To facilitate the workflow, I created a template. So my first track is where I import the original backing track. The second track is Addictive drums. I said that I use Stylus for loops and drums, but I found that it's very efficient sometimes to blend a track of Stylus with a track of Addictive drums. Addictive drums used for the real drum feel, and Stylus used for atmospheric stuff. And then I have a bass track with a Trilian that is loaded on there, and pads with an Omnisphere. Omnisphere that is loaded on there too. So I usually start with Stylus because I find the loops in Stylus so inspiring. Here's the interface. I'm going to use the directory found in the software, and I'm going to use some of the liquid grooves because I find them very inspiring. And I did find one that I liked in the Afro Planet one. I think I'm going to use this particular loop here. Everything syncs up perfectly with the sequencer, and I'm simply going to drag and drop this loop right away in my session. And so here's my loop. You see that both tracks are lined up together because when I created the project, I created it at the same tempo. Eventually, this whole first track, the original track, is going to disappear. I'm going to replace all the instruments with updated instruments and maybe change things a little bit. But we're going to start working with that Stylus loop, which I'm going to simply copy and paste throughout the track for now. Next thing that I'm going to do is go to the bass track. I'm going to listen to the original one. I'm going to mute that Stylus track. Just trying to get a feel for what's happening, paying attention to the bass. Different movement there. And then it just loops over and over like I do on the backing tracks. So I'm gonna mute the original track, and now I'm just gonna work with my Stylus and play with the bass. So it's an A, so I should have an A there. Now that I have that, I'm just gonna copy and paste throughout the track. I'm gonna add the end, so how does it end? It probably ends on an A. Yep, I'm just gonna add that A to my new revamped track. Now that we have that, let's add some drums, some real drums. And for this, I use Addictive drums, which is a great soft synth. I use that for real drums. The user kits that I use quite often, live on stage is the last one that I used. That might work for that. I'm gonna go into my beats, and there's a lot of different beats here. So let's try that. Here's my new beat. Now that we have that, the interesting part is the pads. So I'm gonna open up Omnisphere. Afterglow is one of the patches that I use all the time. That's a pretty good start. I'm going to quantize this. I'm going to quantize it to a quarter note so that it lines up exactly to quarter notes, because I know I didn't play anything faster than a quarter here. And let's hear what we have. And I'm going to grab my guitar. This is a good test to see if we're on the right track or not. This backing track revamp will be available on the website as soon as it's done. And if you have already purchased this backing track, or if you do purchase it today, you will get the upgraded version as soon as it's out. This will be also available as part of a pack of 10 backing tracks, minor ballad backing tracks. More on that later. Thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great week, everyone. I'll see you next time, and until then, see you.